This is a tutorial video on how to adjust the aluminum heel cup on either the Magnum or the Opus bindings. It's also a video that'll show you how to adjust the ankle strap position on both these bindings. Some people like a higher ankle strap position for more support and more of a locked-in feel, while other people like it in the lower position for more lateral flex and forgiveness. So it's a quick process. You will need a Phillips screwdriver. With every Magnum or Opus binding, you get a adapter plug kit with longer hardware, and I'll show you how those come into play in just a minute here. But basically, it's just undoing 2 screws to get the process started. So I'll get those going. It's quite a quick process. The whole thing will probably take you 10 to 15 minutes depending on your skill level. And once you do it once, you don't need to do it again, which is the nice thing. So you get it dialed in and you're good to go for the rest of the season or for the rest of the life of your bindings. We do encourage you to experiment, find out what kind of strap position feels best for you. And also, you can also rotate the high back to different positions to align with the leading edge of your board, which is also a personal preference thing. Some people like it, some people don't. So give it a try, see if it works for you. So I've got both screws off. Now I can take the high back off. There is hardware on either side, so it takes a little jiggle. There's nothing holding it in place, it's just friction at this point. Once that's off, you can now remove the heel cup of the binding. So what you want to do is you want to hold onto the base tray with one hand and the heel cup with the other and pull it off. You can slide it in and out. Why you'd want to do that is if you want to center your boot over your board, eliminate toe drag or heel drag. Some people also just like a smaller fit because they got a smaller boot or a bigger boot, vice versa. So to get the straps off, I open them up. What I do is I take the strap completely off. It just makes it easier to access. So now you've just got ladders on the base tray. And you want to remove the dampening pad that's on the bottom of Magnum. Nothing holding it on there other than friction. So now you want to push the ladder through the bottom of the base tray. So it takes a little jiggling. When the binding's brand new and stiff, it takes a little bit more work than when it's been done a couple of times. That's a good thing. You want it to have a tight tolerance, but it slides out like that. And it's the same on the other side. Once you get it down and push it down in the right direction, it becomes easier to pop it out. So once you get those out, there's little pins here. If you want easier access, make sure you don't lose those, put them somewhere safe. Once those pins are out, it becomes easier to get the strap out of the position. So once those are out, it becomes much easier to see what you're up against for assembling it. This is when your adapter plugs and longer hardware come into play. So now I'm going to show you how to put it all back together to your preference. So now to put your Magnum or Opus back together, you need to get out your adapter plugs as well as your longer hardware. This will allow you to mount your strap to the outside of the binding, and it'll be able to move completely on the outside, and it's the same for the ladder side as the adjuster side. So the longer hardware will go through, and it'll lock both the aluminum heel cup as well as the ladder in place and the high back. So it takes a couple of minutes to reassemble it, but it's the exact opposite process as I just showed you when you're taking it apart. The only difference is you're putting this on the outside of the binding. This little part you see here goes on the inside, and that holds everything together. As you've seen, I've slid the aluminum heel cup back onto the base tray, just like we removed it. And I also put the high back in position and put the hardware through. That's step 1. Get the heel cup on and the high back on with the hardware. Now you want to use the adapter kit. So what you want to do is you want to put on each side with the longer screw that comes in that plastic bag in every box, as well as the adjuster and the ladder, and you want to go all the way through. So once it's aligned, you want to get your Phillips head screwdriver. It's a little awkward here to get the shot, and you want to screw it in. And it's a longer screw, so it does take quite a bit of thread to get it all the way through. But once it's in, you're good to go. And get it nice and snug. And whammy. So now this is up in a higher ankle position. So you're going to do the exact same thing to the other side, get the strap back on, and you're good to go. So now you want to do the exact same thing to the other side. So you put the plug in place, you put the ladder, that's a good step. Roughly get it in the position that you need. In this case, I'm going with the center hole. Let's give it a spin here so I can have a better angle to work with it. Okay, it's aligned now. Got my screwdriver, Phillips head screwdriver, and I'm gonna give it a tighten. Again, it's a longer screw, so there's a lot of thread to go through. So make sure to keep screwing. You'll see it getting tighter and tighter and tighter. Go until it's snug, and you're good to go. So now your ladders are in the higher ankle position. So you're ready to assemble your bindings back together. You put the ankle strap back on. You also need to put your dampening pad back on your binding before you mount it to your board. Put it in its position. That helps eliminate high frequency vibrations. Now you're ready to mount it to your board and you're good to go. Then one of the perks of having your ankle strap in a higher position is you can completely get them out of the way when you're getting your boot into your binding, which is a nice little perk of having it in this position. So that's how you install and adjust the aluminum heel cup bindings and ankle strap position, as well as the high back rotation, all in one video.